Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Golf 101. If you missed the last episode, go check that out. In the last one, we talked about alignment and kind of what proper alignment looks like and what improper alignment can do to your golf swing and your shot shape and how it can impact your ball flight and the way the ball curves. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about golf posture. So, we've talked about grip and we've talked about alignment in the past. So, now we're going to get into golf posture. So, golf posture, it's one of these big three things in the setup that really determine kind of what someone's swing might look like before they even take away the golf club. So when we're looking at posture, the big thing we want to look at is, does the person look comfortable and ready to make an athletic motion into the golf ball? So a lot of golfers, they set up and they have these ideas about posture that you have to stand a certain way, you have to kind of have a certain amount of flexibility and a certain amount of bend in your posture. But really, what we're looking for is someone who has the golf club sitting comfortably on the ground, as flat as possible, and someone who is addressing the ball a comfortable distance away from the ball, not too close, not too far, and has comfortable, a little bit of tension, but not too much to where they can uh, easily move the golf club without really having to strain over it very much. So when we talk about this idea of tension in the golf swing, a lot of golfers, they either have way too much tension, gripping the club way too hard, arms way too straight out, or they don't have enough tension. They think, oh, the golf swing needs to be extremely loose. I need to have no tension in my golf swing. I need to be loose and able to be very flexible and very flowy. But we want kind of a happy medium between the two. We want a comfortable amount of tension to where we're not, gripping the club super hard. We can't see our veins or anything, but we don't want to be too relaxed to where we can't control the golf club effectively throughout the swing. So one of the big ways that I really address posture with my students is I will kind of see how comfortable they feel over the golf ball. Some of my golfers, they might stand like super far away from the ball, and they think their arms need to be super straight and far out. Some people might overcrowd the ball. Some people might be hunched over too much. Some people might be way too upright. But the big thing I ask, I'm like, okay, go ahead and set it to the golf ball. Do you feel comfortable in this position here? Do you feel like you can make a nice, athletic, strong, comfortable motion, both taking the club back and swinging through with the way that you're standing, with the way you're addressing the golf ball? And if the answer is no, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get them comfortable standing over the golf ball. We can change their swing later, but we need to make sure that they don't have any uncomfortable tendencies before they even take the golf club away. So after we address comfort, the next thing we're going to look at is a little bit of technique. So some of the things I really look for, there aren't a whole lot of things I look for in posture. If you're swinging the club well and if you are making solid contact with the ball, posture can look really any way you want it to. If we have bad golf posture and we're having trouble making good contact with the ball, that's when we need to start looking at, okay, should we change something with posture? One of the big things we look at is ball position with posture. Um, like I said earlier, some golfers either overcrowd the golf ball, they get too close, or they're too far away and their arms are too far out. What we really want with our golf posture is we want for our arms to be hanging there, just straight down from our body. We don't want them to be in close to our body. We don't want them to be far away. We just want them to be comfortably hanging. We want them to be straight, but also relaxed. And then we want us to grab the golf club from there. And hopefully in that position, the bottom of the club, the sole, is sitting flat on the ground so that our toe or our heel aren't in the air at all. And we can make a nice square starting position, both with our club and with our body. Once we kind of have that benchmark for our arms being straight but not very tense, we also want to make sure that we have the appropriate amount of bend in our body. So there are a couple places where our body bends when we are addressing the golf ball, and those are our hips and our knees. So we want to make sure that when we're standing over the golf ball, we don't want to have too much knee bend, but we want a tiny bit. We want the knees to be kind of flexed a little bit, so that way we can, get in that athletic stance and make a nice athletic motion into the golf ball. And we want to make sure that we're not standing directly straight up with our hips. We want our hips to have a little bit of bend as well. And again, this is kind of all about comfort. All golfers are going to have a different amount of knee bend and hip bend based on, how tall they are, how long their arms are. There are a million different factors with the way they swing the golf club that determine how much bend they have in their body, but it's really about matching up what you feel comfortable with and what's going to show you the best results in your golf swing. And so with that, that wraps up our video on Golf 101 when it comes to posture. The big thing with posture is obviously comfort. We want to have a nice, comfortable feeling over the golf ball. We want to be relaxed. We don't want to be too tense, but we want to be, in a good position to take the club away and make a solid motion into the golf ball. But we want to find this happy medium between how comfortable we are and the results that we get with the starting posture that we have. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you wish I covered, drop those in the comments below. And as always, let's play for par.